The Democratic Party is demanding that the leadership of a Human Rights Committee in Parliament be changed to be headed by the opposition other than the ruling party, saying it's difficult for government to find faults within its systems. The above revelation has been made by the Democratic Party President General Norbert Mao while meeting with leaders from the Women's Situation Room at the party headquarters in Mengo, a Kampala suburb. Chairman Mao confirms that government cannot oversee itself in terms of human rights violations, therefore calling upon members to amend the rules of Parliament to have the chairperson of the Human Rights Committee be led by the opposition.
To that, we are going to demand, as we did in Parliament, the Human Rights Committee should be chaired by the opposition, not by the government. Because government cannot police itself. The government cannot oversee itself. You know, oversight is like auditing. I can't audit myself. I can't be the accountant, then again I'm also the auditor. Just like the headmaster cannot be the school inspector. The school inspector must come from outside. That requires an amendment of the rules of Parliament. And we made that proposal during our meeting with the Human Rights Committee.
Mao confirms how the Democratic Party is set to meet with now leaders of the opposition to be from the National Unity Platform, pave a way of working together as the opposition to ensure that there is effective representation.
Now we have one side in Parliament. The NUP is the one going to lead that side. There is need to agree on how to work together so that we effectively represent Ugandans, because elections are behind us. There's nobody anymore trying to impress voters. It is now about service. Where DP was for very many years. DP was leader of opposition for longer than any political party.
However, the president of the Democratic Party's Women League, Honorable Waligo Aisha, has outlined the challenges women in politics faced during the 2021 general elections, which included the scientific way of campaigning, commercialization of politics, among others, as she explains.
The commercialization of politics in this country by the current regime. The politics is commercialized, and we really believe that the income base of women in this country is not big. And for the first of its time in this country, Uganda, it was the first time we saw media campaigns, digital campaigns, and the civic education to the voters was not really very good. So it was a very big task for women, and remember they had those triple roles. Therefore, women found it a very big problem to mobilize resources to reach those areas and just actually timetable of the Electoral Commission for campaigning. For instance, where women who are standing on affirmative action seats were given 60 days for campaigns, and another MP directly who was standing on two sub-counties like in a constituency was given the same times and had to campaign the same time. But remember, there was even a curfew. So it was very challenging and the first of its kind in this country.
Waligo further asks government to put in place regulations that will govern security agencies while effecting the Public Order Management Act that was recently passed to manage public gatherings. She confirms that such regulations need to be put in place to offer a safe haven for all politicians.
Opposed to them are the regulations within the Public Order Management Act, because you all really understand how the Public Order Management Act has been affecting many politicians, especially with the right of association. That is why, because it is already there, but the regulations are not there, and since the regulations are not there, it is giving security forces, especially police, to operate with a blank check. There are no regulations supporting the act. Therefore, we are planning actually to work out so closely to ensure that such regulations are in place.
Many opposition candidates have fallen victims of this law, therefore calling for a change in some of the regulations. Brian Senkumba, Channel 44 Prime News.